Hey folks, welcome to Masconoma Park at Manchester by the Sea for this year's Festival by the Sea. We're joined by, of course, as always, Maureen Aylward. And we're here and
that's Corey Kukuru, by the way.
Everyone knows. We're on my personal page right now. People know that. So what we do is we visit with 1623 Studios in different neighborhoods every couple of weeks or so and bring on a bevy of guests and talk about all the things pertinent to that community. The last time we did this, we were at Farnham's over in Essex. That was great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And here we are in Manchester by the Sea.
Beautiful day here.
It's a beautiful day. Come on down. We're at Masconoma Park, just like Corey said, and I've scouted some of the vendors. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Really beautiful things. If you're thinking about Christmas shopping, do it now.
Yeah, music, arts, entertainment, lots of stuff for the kids to do. Great shopping that's going on until 6 p.m. tonight. There'll be music beyond us in the gazebo there, starting shortly as soon as we're done, actually, and we can't wait to get going. We have a great bunch of guests here, so let's get to it.
It's a fantastic list. Who do we have first? We've got Eli Boling, Selectman at the town of Manchester by the Sea.
Eli?
Hi, Eli.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah. Okay, so let's hit the hard stuff first, Eli. We've got you here to talk about some updates for the residents of Manchester by the Sea. And what do you want to talk about? The fall town meeting first?
Sure, why not? So we've of late been having a bunch of fall town meetings, or rather fall town meeting every year. We usually just have the one annual town meeting. We may or may not do one this year. Ordinarily we do just bylaw changes. Sometimes we have to do some capital projects and get them funded in fall town meeting. We don't have anything really planned right now that's necessarily going to go in. We are looking to do an update to our zoning bylaws based on the outcome of the master planning process we just went through. But that's not going to be ready for fall town meeting. That's going to be planned for annual town meeting next year, and then early in the winter we're going to be looking to get some public engagement from people to see from the residents if the changes that we're planning for the zoning bylaw are actually changes that the residents want and would support.
What seem to be like the hot button issues right now that the town's facing?
Well, I don't necessarily think it's a hot button issue, but one of the things that we've been working on most is infrastructure for the past several years. There's been a lot of roads that we've torn up, and we tried to do that in as careful a manner as possible so as not to disrupt residents too much. The first project that we're going to be doing this summer and fall is a Harbor Loop sewer project. I don't think people are going to notice that very much. That's just to bring us into compliance with the way our sewer treatment plant is working. And then there's three water main projects, one on Magnolia Street, one on Raymond Street, and one on Ocean Street, where they have water mains that are very old, and we're gradually trying to replace those all around town. Those went out to bid last week, I think it was, and construction's going to start in the fall and running into December on those.
Will that cause some traffic issues in town?
Yeah,
or would you have to
not so much
reroute?
in town. There'll be a little bit out there, but we'll try to be very sensitive to that and make sure the residents can get where they need to go.
Yeah, especially around Raymond Street. There's a pretty quick detour. You can just go up down, Western Avenue into Manchester that way, or vice versa.
So let's talk about the school project that's happening, because that's been in the news and lots of people are talking about it.
Well,
what's up with that?
It has started. The elementary school is going to be torn down piece by piece, and they're going to rebuild half of it and keep the students in the other portion while they're doing that project. They've started on it this summer, and it's going to be ongoing over the next couple of years. There's been a lot of effort with the planning board to make sure that the traffic patterns and the parking patterns are going to keep the disruption to the minimum for the residents. But it is definitely something that people will be seeing.
It's an exciting thing
years.
to have a new elementary school.
It is.
For the kids.
My kids came through that elementary school, and it's going to be very interesting to see the new one.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic.
Good. Well, what else do we have planned going on for summertime here? Summertime's such a wonderful time here in Manchester.
Well, summertime, obviously we have this great festival going on.
Yeah.
For the town, we're still planning on making some landscaping change to the town common.
Let's talk about the town common.
And
there'll be some trees.
In the fall, we're going to be adding a whole bunch of trees. We're going to be putting in a memorial that's been planned for a long time there.
It's a war memorial, right?
Yes. And then we're going to be changing the front of the building so that the police department and the front of the building are connected, so you can get in there more easily. And then there's an ADA ramp on the front of the building, which is really not very usable. And that's going to be fixed so that people in wheelchairs can actually get in the front of the building as opposed to having to go downstairs, around the back, up the elevator.
Yeah, I've seen there. I've seen there.
And we're going to be talking about harbor master office. We put in these new docks over here, and we approved at the last town meeting design work to put in a harbor master office close to the dock so that he could be, engaged with the people.
Oh, nice.
Well, we hope to have Bion on, a little Bion Pike.
Yeah, he's oftentimes right down there on the dock.
That's right,
so
yeah.
we're looking to get him a little bit
Yeah,
closer.
we weren't sure if he was going to be able to make it today, but I guess he's going to be on.
Yeah.
Well,
so there'll be a lot of public outreach to
great.
get people on board with whatever design plan we're working on.
Okay, and if people need to contact you or learn more about this, how can they
should
do
go
that?
right to the town website, get the email addresses for the people that they want to talk to. They can talk to town administrator, they can talk to members of the board. They can talk to the harbor master. He's a great person to talk to.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Bion's awfully fun. Well,
Awesome.
Eli Boling, Selectman from the town of Manchester by the Sea, thanks for being on. Now
Thanks
we're
very
here.
much.
Thanks, Eli. We appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
thanks for coming by.
I feel like we're up to
Thanks.
snuff now. Now we know what's going on.
That's right. A little update from Eli Boling, a Manchester Selectman. And we've got Ken Riehl coming on.
Oh boy.
Ken Riehl, Executive Director of the Cape Ann
Ken,
Chamber
what a
of
difference
Commerce.
a year makes, huh, Ken? Look at this.
Do
You know what?
we want to talk about last year? Were you here last year? You weren't here last year,
Well,
were
I
you?
was driving through it.
You were really?
Yeah.
Here? No,
Through
just-
like on my way to Magnolia.
So I guess they're talking about the rain
Yeah.
issue,
Oh.
and it is starting. Is that
Hey.
what we're talking about?
I don't know, Corey. Is that what we're talking
No,
about?
no, look at today. We're here till 6 p.m. This is perfect festival weather, actually.
It absolutely
It is
is
a
because
beautiful
it's
day
not
down
too
here.
hot, so
Right.
people aren't necessarily at the beach. And so what better
Yeah.
things to do than come on down to an incredible event, over
Yeah.
100 vendors, music, food.
I know. I was saying.
Bring
I
the
was,
family,
I was
bring your friends.
scouting.
Yeah.
I was scouting the vendors, and they all look beautiful. I mean, some really beautiful jewelry and fun things, mosaics and
Paintings,
paintings.
photographs, you name it.
And
It's
we're
here.
here at Mascoma
Yeah.
Park, but this is actually extends all the way up past through Town Hall in downtown Manchester,
Right,
too.
right.
So, like we said, there's actually free shuttle service going on now from the high school through Beauport Ambulance.
That's
So it takes you back and forth from here, too.
Right.
So
All right, Ken.
take
Well,
advantage.
what else? What's
What do you want to
goes
talk
into,
about?
Crazy
You want to
world.
talk about this? This
Yeah.
is this
What
is.
goes into making this event
I'm so
happen?
pleased you
This is
asked,
great.
Maureen.
Yeah.
About 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months. I mean, literally, we start planning this. Let's see, where are we? We're August. We start planning in February. We have our kickoff meeting in March. And, we meet with the local business people here in town to make sure that we're doing as much as we can for our local businesses. And then we open it up to everybody to sign up and register and come on in. And we did actually offer a little bit of incentive for those of the vendors that were here last year to come on back at a slightly discounted price.
Last year was a washout.
It was a
monsoon.
it was a tough day. It was a tough day for all of us.
Yeah.
But we're over it. And
Yeah.
as you said, today is perfect.
It really
is.
is.
It's
Yeah.
not too hot.
No, it's
It's
really
not
nice.
too windy for the vendors or who are hanging their wares and whatnot,
Right,
too. Like, this is
right.
perfect
Exactly.
weather.
Yeah, I would say it's perfect weather, and you're right on the harbor here. You can't get
know.
any better than this kind of view.
Such a beautiful place
Yeah.
to have an event like this.
And
as
also
you-
to be able to walk through town.
Exactly. It's not just here in Masco. It's at the entire town. It's Reed Park. It's over at Town Hall, and we have music here, and then also at Town Hall, and there's food at all 3 parks. And so there's a huge amount of work. Carrie McKenna, our events director, just
Love
does
Carrie.
an
Yeah,
incredible
Carrie's
job.
great.
Awesome.
As
Thanks,
do
Carrie.
we all.
Yeah, it's hard to convey exactly how much goes into putting this
That's
on. It's
exactly-
like, oh, there's a bunch of tents and some musicians. Nope.
No.
It takes months and months to actually figure this out.
It really does. And so we fine tune everything. I have maps that lay out all of the tents, all the different positions. We laid that out last night. And then we adjust, as we need to. And everybody's happy, and it's going to be a fantastic day. And I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
So
really
great.
glad to have you guys here. This
Wow.
is
Yeah.
fun.
Love being here, yeah.
I know. Thanks for having us.
I hope that you stay when you're done and check out all the crafters and
Oh,
get
yeah.
some food. And
Maureen's already done 2 or 3 loops. For real.
you got them early. Excellent.
Yeah, well,
Why not?
yeah, the technical stuff was all set up, and So I was like, see you. I'm going out to check
Ken,
check
what is
things out.
keeping us from just hopping in one of these Kelly autos behind us and just taking a spin around the park?
What do you think? How do you like that red
We just
truck?
start doing donuts around the field.
That is pretty
That's
hot.
a beauty.
That is a nice truck. You know, thanks so much to Kelly, and they're a fantastic sponsor,
Yeah.
big supporter of the town, and to our other sponsors, Applied Materials, and we had a number of local retailers who helped out as well. So we couldn't do an event like this without our sponsors. So I was
So what's
really
up?
glad.
What's up next on the list of the
Summer.
so many things that the
Summer's a
chamber?
crazy
Oh my
time
God.
for us, as
Well,
you guys
loaded
know,
question.
right?
Here it comes.
So, so our second block party number 2 in Gloucester, is coming up next weekend, the 10th. And then after that is the big one for us. That's called Waterfront Festival at Stage 4 Park. And
Right.
you know, that's 17th and 18th of August. And we'll have 10 to 20,000 people there over the course of 2 days. And then the next
I
weekend.
didn't realize you had that many
Oh,
people.
it's
a big
huge.
one.
Oh,
Huge.
it's absolutely
that
huge.
move to Stage 4 Park was brilliant.
Yeah, that
exactly,
was
because
good.
it used to be on the boulevard. You
Right.
know, is where it started. And
Yeah. I got my favorite winter mittens.
you did.
I did.
Thank you for sharing that, Maureen. That's awesome.
There. Well, I
That's a
want
beautiful
people to know.
August story
I
right
bet.
there.
It is.
I
I was
bet you got a
looking at
good
them.
price on those too.
I was looking at them and I went, this is exactly what I need, and I'm buying them right now because you're at a festival like this.
Yeah.
Or at a the waterfront festival, you gotta
Yeah,
grab
it's
it.
true.
right
Yeah,
away,
who's
right?
thinking winter mittens?
Great
I
artisans
guess
and
you are.
crafters
I'm
here.
thinking winter mittens.
That's very cool. So then we go into Waterfront Festival, and after that is the big new one for Gloucester, and of course that's Riverfest.
yeah.
That's
That's gonna
gonna
be
be
fun.
huge.
That's gonna be fun.
It really is going to be
Yeah.
fun.
And then things quiet down just in time for Schooner Fest.
That's kind of the culmination, of an incredible
Yeah.
events-filled summer. Is Schooner Festival is so iconic to do it
True.
in Gloucester, and that's also we have our third block party on that Friday,
Mm-hmm.
so we sort of kick that off with the mayor's reception and go to the
Yeah.
block party, and just a wonderful way to end the summer.
Yeah.
It's been an awesome summer. That was the
It really
hottest
has.
July on record. It's
Thanks for
steamrolling into
mentioning
August.
that.
There's all these events going on every weekend here too. So, stay seatbelted.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
It's
Ken.
crazy.
Are
We'll
we
have
done?
one. We're
Wait a
done.
second. I got to talk about the fall.
Festival to attend.
Oh, that. Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
But yeah, enjoy the day. Congratulations. This is
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we
It's
just
gonna,
said,
it's gonna be a
work.
wonderful day.
get
Congratulations
out
to
and
Carrie
enjoy,
too.
folks. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Ken
Thank you so
Riehl
much,
from the
Ken.
Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for being on.
Enjoy your time.
Yeah.
Okay,
And look for
take
me
care.
and Ken soon. We're going to be talking low license plate numbers.
We
so
are going
the
to.
license
Good
plate,
plug,
Cape Ann license
Corey.
plate
Yes.
drive, yeah.
We are. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Ken. Appreciate
Ken.
it. All right.
Well, again, come on down. We're at Masconomo Park Festival by the Sea.
Yes.
And then our next guest
Sneaking
is
in a little early.
Sue,
That's okay.
Sue Mittermeier, who is part of the group that does Friends of Manchester Trees. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you so much.
It's
Yeah,
great to
thanks
have
for
you
joining
on.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're at getrootedmanchester.org.
just
So
need to speak right
thank
directly
you.
into the mic.
Okay. So if you're interested in finding out more information, you can follow us on Instagram there, or check out our website, which
Yeah.
is in a little need of update, but yeah, that's how it is.
That's okay. So I was going to say, so right off the top, for
Yeah.
those who aren't familiar
Yeah.
with the organization, just sort of
Absolutely.
give us the A to Z on what you do.
I'll do my best. So Friends of Manchester Trees was started back in 1973. It was in light of the Dutch elm's blight that happened here in town and then all over the country, and just took down some of our most majestic trees. And a group of citizens got together privately and said, we need to do something about this and fix the situation, replant and regroup and figure out how to restore this beautiful tree canopy that we're enjoying today. So they incorporated in '74, and we've been operational for these last 45 years, planting trees, kind of the only tree planting game in town, if you
That's
will.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. Tell me about some of the work that you're doing with the town for the town common. And
So at the moment, there was money approved to redraft the town common, and so we have just been consulting with them about the plans and trying to save a couple of the more majestic trees that were still on the town common, and make sure that that's all part of the plan. So we've had a couple of Board of Selectmen's meetings and other meetings that took place prior to that to make sure that that it's going to be aesthetically pleasing, very healthy, but still fulfill that remit of keeping as many trees as we can.
So other than advocacy, what other types of hands-on work is being done?
So we've in the past done a lot of tree inventories to see what kinds of the diversity of the trees that we have here, how many we have on the street, and we work with the DPW to make sure that the trees are maintained properly. Again, trying to raise a little bit more money and awareness on that front. But predominantly we're tree planting and then educational side as well. So we've been working with the green team at the local high
right.
school. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really
great job.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing
Mr.
great work.
Gray and the students there. They've actually set up a 3-season greenhouse, and we've given them 30 root balls that they're going to
cool.
they're going to grow up and then distribute
That's
among the
great.
town. Yeah.
So I know that I get a little nervous when I hear a chainsaw.
Yes.
Because that means that somebody's cutting down a tree.
Exactly.
And I love trees. I try to make sure that I don't cut them down unless it's necessary, right? But what about tree policy in Manchester?
So just to come to your first statement, so we have a couple of, I guess I like to call them tree ambassadors, or really street advocates. So in particular, we have David and Irma Kale on Lincoln Street, and they have been strong advocates over the last few years. Whenever that chainsaw comes out, then they're the first to say, please don't do that, stop, and try and halt any process there. And then we have the Lambs that have come out on Lincoln Street, on Pine, and we're trying to plant a slew of pear trees on Pine Street. So in light of all of that, we're working with the town to create a tree policy, a tree protection policy, so that it's very clear for vendors that are coming to work in town where the boundaries are for public trees, to make sure they don't take them down.
Awesome.
That's great. It's so important. It's so important.
So why are you so passionate about this to begin with?
I honestly, I think I came to it first from the aesthetic and just feeling good walking underneath a tree canopy. I have an interest in just the look of it, especially. And then now, in light of climate change and all that we're seeing in our changes in temperature, the way the waters are flowing after a big rainfall and so on, carbon sequestration, stormwater storage and so on, it just feels like absolutely the right thing to do. And we're in a coastal town. So really want to protect this beautiful area.
Yeah.
The time is right.
Absolutely.
Well, Sue Mittermeier, President, Friends of Manchester Trees, and it's Get Rooted.
GetRootedManchester.org.
There you go.
GetRootedManchester.org. Thank you so much for being
Thank you so
on
much. Yeah.
Now We're Here, and good luck with everything.
Thank you
We
for
really
having us.
appreciate your
And good
time.
luck with everything. Congratulations to you as well on the show.
Thanks.
It's wonderful.
Thank you,
Thank
Sue.
you.
We'll see you
Appreciate
again,
your time.
Sue.
Very cool.
The Friends of Manchester Trees also have a commemorative tree program. So if you're interested in dedicating a tree to someone, get in touch with Sue Mittermeier. Our next guest
Sticking
is
with our flora theme and so
Kathy Ryan.
Yes.
Come on in, Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
One of my longtime friends, Kathy.
Very
Please
well.
Speak right into the microphone.
Okay, I will.
Thanks so much. So I'm excited. We had Sue Mittermeier just on about Friends of Manchester Trees, and we're going to talk to you about the Seaside Garden Club.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know Kathy from Ryan and Wood Distilleries.
Right.
That's
Over
right.
in Blackburn and Gloucester, but also you've been part of the Seaside Garden Club for a long time too.
I have. Yeah, I kind of fell into it by accident. I'm not a big gardener, although I just love the camaraderie. We have a great group. It's a kind of a fun-loving, get your hands dirty kind of gardening group. It started in 1969, so we've been
Wow.
around a while.
50 years now.
Yeah, we're going to probably
Good
have
math.
a little party. I know, yeah.
My iPhone
He's quick.
calculator right here.
So we do like a very varied type of programming. We have some workshops, we have some demonstrations, we have some slideshows with totally different types of topics. This year we're opening with our big one, which is the Museum of Fine Arts Traveling Art and Bloom show, which
Wow.
is
Lovely.
fabulous. Yeah, they bring, they make about 4 or 5 beautiful floral works, each representing a piece of art. It could be a sculpture, it could be a painting. And it's amazing when you see these people. They're so talented and so creative. And then we're going to raffle them off, which will be fun. And
when does that raffle happen, and how can people learn about that?
well, it's going to happen that night, and the public is welcome to come. We charge $5 for a meeting, and anyone that would like to join the club, if you come as a guest for the $5, we'll put that towards your membership, which is a bargain. $35 for the whole year. We have 8 meetings, we have refreshments, we have a lot of fun. And so, yeah, I'd love to. We meet right across the street at the community center, and we meet in the evening. And that's not as typical for some of the garden clubs. So for people who are working, that really is great, and that's why we did that, because we found we had some younger members and people who weren't available during the day. So yeah, and we focus also on local. We've had the people from Neptune's Harvest, Marshall's Farm Stand, Astor Bee Flowers, all kinds of people that have local,
Right.
interest. And
Yeah.
those people also are supporters when we have our auction, and they often will donate to us. So we like to bring them in and let people know about them as well.
Do you have a favorite plant that you like to, a perennial or an annual that you like to?
You know what? It's not flashy, but I gotta say, you can't beat a hosta.
Hosta?
I
I
am
knew you
so
were gonna
with
say
you.
that.
I am
100%.
telling you, I have 5 different hosta varieties, and when you put them all together, somehow the elephant with the big blue leaves,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
variegated.
I planted one of those and the
any
rabbits ate
idiot
them.
can plant
They
a
could come back.
hosta. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the hosta is beautiful, and of course they're in bloom right now, which is really lovely.
Yeah.
And also the daylilies, they took a hit a while back because there was just the typical yellow or orange, but there's millions of varieties. And, for people who are busy and want time to go to the beach and don't want to be out there spending all day, I don't think you can beat those two.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the herb garden.
Yes.
And also my vegetable garden is like bam right now.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
herbs have been fantastic this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
We took, because we're so busy with work, we took to doing 5 giant pots. The basil,
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of mint because I use it in all our cocktails.
Yeah, right.
Right, right.
And they're doing wonderfully too.
Yeah.
They like the heat. They don't need a lot of, TLC.
And you have to
so-
plant mint in a container.
Oh yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Yes, me
My
too.
backyard is overrun with the stuff because
know.
we were young and foolish
Lemon
and
balm
didn't know
too.
better.
Lemon balm too. You got to plant it in a container.
That's all right. The rabbits are enjoying it this year. It's a banner year for rabbits
Yes,
for whatever
yes.
reason.
I know they ate my one of my hostas.
Oh yeah. Anyways.
So, Scott, if people want to learn more about the Seaside Garden Club or get
Yes.
involved, how do they do that?
Well, we have a Facebook page, and you can go to our website. The information's there. We meet the second Tuesday of the month, as I said, at the community center.
Yeah.
Love to have anyone come.
Come on, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing to do. You learn a lot about gardening. You make garden friends, which if you're in need of some assistance or some help and you need some advice, it's a really great
It's
thing
the
to be able
place
to
to
call
go.
somebody to say, or come over, right? Or just,
Right.
to have one of those garden friends is great.
We have some people who are incredibly knowledgeable, and then there's the hacks like myself. But so we take all kinds of people, and really, I encourage people to come because we have a good time, and it's always fun to learn something new.
That's great. Well, Kathy
Awesome.
Ryan,
Yeah.
thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, it was great
Enjoy the
seeing
rest
you
of your
again.
day.
That's wonderful.
And, yeah, take care now.
Enjoy the festival.
I will.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.
I already did my shopping.
And you can go see Kathy all the time too at Rhinewood Distilleries.
Yep, they're in Blackburn Center.
Yeah.
That's where our
38
studio
Great
is.
Republic Drive, as a matter of fact.
That's
Awesome
right.
stuff too. You can see their spirits all over in the bars and restaurants
That's
and
right.
package stores in and around the area. And honestly, they extend way beyond Boston as well. So,
So our next guest is Liz Brown Swanson. Liz, come on on.
Right.
Hi, Liz.
Thank you for having me. This is
You look lovely.
we're on the high
day.
furniture today.
This is this.
Yeah,
I
we're
love
on
a high top,
I know.
especially since I'm vertically challenged. But thank you for inviting me.
Thanks. So you're the owner of 4 Beach, which is such a fun little shop right
Yes.
across from Callas and right near the train station.
Have you stopped in?
I have not, but I'm interested in stopping by.
Well, the 4 Beach Gifts and Goodies, I opened it with my sisters
Yeah,
and
tell
my
us about
brother.
it.
My dad had a real estate office in town for 40 years, and after my parents passed, we decided we wanted to keep our family there. We had the family market for many years, for 75 years, Brown's Market.
Yeah.
So I
Of
grew up
course, right.
in retail, you could say. That was a
Yeah.
rite of passage. You were 12, you worked in the meat room. So, this is a lot funner doing retail.
Yeah.
But I live bi-coastally. I live September to June in California, and then here in the summer. So I'm running the gift shop for this summer, so come on by. We're having a lot of
Great.
fun.
Well, you've got a history with Cape Ann TV,
I
which is now
do.
1623 Studios.
Congratulations,
And
you
you
guys are
used to
fantastic.
Yeah.
host
Thank you.
the show that I host now, Cape Ann Report.
I did. I think then it was Carolyn Kirk was mayor, and at that point, Beauport wasn't built. We were doing all the fun issues happening in Gloucester.
Yeah.
keeping me away from the issues here in Manchester. But I love community television, and I do it in LA
So
now.
you,
you
so
do?
you do
Yes.
community television. Tell us what it's like, because of course we're doing community television
Yeah.
here.
It's-
What's it like in California?
Well, the one thing I could say, which I know you probably appreciate, there's nothing like being so truly local, right? So that's what I get to do. I live in Palos Verdes. It's a beautiful, similar to Cape Ann, bedroom communities, even though you think LA, 8 million people. But it's like this, and I work for my city's community television show, and it's a monthly show in the mayor. I cover issues in our community, and we have them since the president has a golf course in our community.
Well, how convenient.
Yes, things like that. So we have a lot going on there. But
Yeah,
I get a
right.
break for the summer, and I'm here now running the gift shop.
Beautiful. How's summer
Wonderful.
been?
Well, we've been busy, and I was so thankful to come take a break to come over here, but we've had nonstop people coming in, and this community is amazing. I mean, they really have embraced the local merchants, and I'm
Wonderful.
very, very grateful.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask how, now that you're away and you come home every so often, just how the town has evolved, even just downtown in Manchester.
Yeah, because you're a
over the
long-time
years.
Manchester
Yes,
family.
I
so-
grew up in town, this park, so many memories here. In fact, I think it was at this art festival I bought my very first piece of Riehl art from a Rockport artist. So, yeah, things have changed. When I grew up, I had 25 cousins. Everyone knew me. Now it's different. But I still feel it has the charm that we want it to have, and that you can go, still knock on your neighbor's door and say hello.
For sure.
So, but yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
a Magnolia kid, so I spent a lot of
Okay.
time over too. Oh yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, love it.
I think I went to a few events in Magnolia.
Do you have a favorite story about growing up in Manchester, or something that?
Well, even just your typical time here, was it always
yeah.
just like singing beach? And
Right. Yep. I
Or
was
a fun story?
I was a lifeguard at Singing Beach.
You were? Really?
Yes, I was, and I think part of it. I was a Girl Scout. I did all the fun stuff you want to do in town, but. Well, in my high school yearbook, my pet peeve said large families in small towns, and that's because my dad we had the laundromat and the grocery store, and my mom knew things that I did before I did them,
Oh,
and so
no.
there was that sense. But
Yep.
yeah, I just think that it's there's so many stories, but again, I feel like very blessed to have been brought up here, and I come back every summer with my kids.
That's great.
Which is
So
good.
do you have a favorite summer activity?
Doing it now in the morning, I get up, I go up to Singing Beach, I power walk 4 times, it's about 2 miles, do 15 minutes of yoga stretching, jump in, and then I go open the shop. So Singing Beach
How
is,
have we not crossed paths? I'm doing
and
the
you-
same thing.
Yeah, do you get up to Singing Beach?
I'm more of a Magnolia Beach kind of
Yes,
guy. That's
yes.
me though. That's my backyard.
Yeah, but if I have time, I brought you, because we're for Beach Gifts and Goodies.
Yeah.
I did
sure,
bring you,
sure.
and I didn't know you had co-hosts going on here.
Maureen conveniently
Maureen's amazing.
excluded
I'm
me
glad
from
she
that
shared with you.
intro.
So this is our bag that we have. This is for Maureen, and it has the
Thank
gazebo
you.
where we are.
cool.
This is popular
adorable.
I
today.
love these things.
And since I do have a little gift for you, some lobster mints.
Oh, awesome.
Lobster mints?
People want things.
What are you
since
trying to say, Liz?
Because of the movie, everyone wants Manchester swag. So we're doing
yeah.
it. And there's
Yeah.
one little other treasure. Can I pull it out?
Yeah.
I have to give a plug for the Manchester
The
Cricket.
Manchester Cricket.
100+ years. My cousin now is publisher Erica Brown.
Wow.
And this was a big article just they had about Festival in the Sea, and
Yeah.
I just so happen to be on the front
and it's a
page.
local
I'm on the front
newspaper that's
page.
still publishing.
And I
They're
think
going
we're
to do a
actually
story about you two.
I think we're going to speak with somebody who used to be part of the Weekly
Yes,
Manchester
yes,
Cricket back
and
in
part
the day.
of,
Paul
of,
Clark.
Yeah,
of
Paul
cable.
Clark is
Yes,
coming
Paul
up.
works with my cousin. But
That's right.
Here's a cricket.
That's
And,
great. Thank you so much.
And I
Well,
think your cable listings are in there, right? So we
Yeah.
find out about that.
Cool. Thank you so
So
much.
you're
Liz.
live on Facebook right now.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. And come on down to Festival by the Sea.
What a day for it, huh?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
It's a perfect day. Nice meeting you both.
It's
Great
nice
meeting
and
you.
lovely to
Have
meet you.
fun.
Yeah.
We'll be
Shop in
stopping by.
Manchester.
Thanks for
Yep.
hanging out.
All right.
So
Take care.
Liz Brown Swanson of 4 Beach,
Yes.
gifts and goodies.
Gifts and goodies.
Go see
Right.
her.
Come buy a gift. You'll have a good time.
And if
Yeah.
you see her power walking on on Singing Beach, just say hi.
Come join me. All right. Take care. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
the
much,
day.
Liz.
Thank you.
Wow, that was so lovely.
Look
Thank
at
you,
this.
Liz.
You got gifts.
I know.
Totally left my name out of that on purpose.
I got gifts.
I'll remember that. All right, we have 2 new guests coming on now, right?
Yes.
Coming at you from the
So,
Manchester Historical Museum.
so Beth Welin and Tom. Tom Kehoe. Yes, I know Kehoe. So I'll just hold this. So Beth, you're at the Manchester Historical Museum, and you're doing so much over there. Tell us what's going on.
Well, right now we have our summer exhibit, which is honoring our brave. They fought on land, sea, and in the air. We are honoring the Manchester veterans from World War I to Korea and Vietnam, and we have some wonderful stories. We were lucky enough to find over 200 images of veterans from those wars.
Wow, that's amazing.
The town is trying to put up a new honor roll, and we thought, well, let's help out with that and put a face to as many names as we can. And it's been really quite fascinating to talk with families, and people are pulling things out of trunks and attics, and so that's
It's
just
so
one of the things we
wonderful
do.
when you get the local folks.
It is. It's very much
getting
a towny project. We're very
Yeah.
happy to be involved with people doing that.
Yeah, that's great.
What other big projects we have coming up?
Well, as a museum, our normal program year is September through June.
Okay.
Each month we usually have a historical lecture in the evening. We also have on Saturdays a combined children's program with the public library and the early childhood partners. And then each month we try to have something special. In September we are having a square dance fundraiser to raise some funds to upgrade our archives and to restore one of the rooms in the house. So that's the most pressing things that are happening. We're also, and this is going to be your segue, Tom.
I'm getting ready to ask you a question, Tom.
We serve on the committee for the 375th anniversary of
Don't make question,
Manchester
Beth.
coming up.
both
Of course,
on our
we're going to
minds.
be plugging the historical part,
Yeah.
but we are going to be offering all kinds of historical information about the town, and next summer's exhibit, of course, is going to focus on the history of the town. So, and Tom's all yours.
So, Tom, tell us about what's happening with the 375th anniversary.
Well, we have a Board of Selectmen appointed committee of 17 people now. In fact, we had someone come up today and said that at our booth, hey, I want to join. So we're putting together a list of activities. We have activities that happen in the woods in the Manchester Essex Conservation Trust on the harbor, because you couldn't have Manchester by the Sea without having an activity on the harbor. We have at least one activity scheduled each month for 2020. We're passing out information on that today. We're also doing our initial fundraiser, a beautiful 480-piece heirloom wooden puzzle, and we're getting ready for our 375th anniversary calendar. So as a group, we're continuing to put together our activities. We're continuing to promote ourselves and get things out. We've had a great showing at our booth today. We're really happy with that. And we meet every 2 weeks, and we're going to have a bang-up year next year for the 375th.
Sounds like it. Now, people want to get involved or learn more. How can they do that?
Oh, they can call the Selectman's office. They can get in touch with Beth at the Historical Museum, or get in touch with me through the Selectman's office, and that would be great. We'd love to have people come on board, because some of these major activities, like a gala at the Essex County Club, which is happening next March, and a full high tea at the Shark's Mouth Estate next May. Some of these activities will take bigger subcommittees to put together, and we're always looking for people to help us out on those.
I was
It
gonna
sounds
say,
so exciting.
yeah, 375 years, one of the older communities in the nation. So, Beth, I mean, does it get daunting when you think of historical artifacts or archives or whatever you need to go through to help facilitate the events through next year?
No.
She's not
You hadn't
daunted.
thought of it yet?
Well, we've been trying to catalog the collection now for over 5 years. So we've made some good headway, and we have a good understanding of what we have. It's going to be real fun to pull it all together and highlight different aspects of the town.
Yeah.
One of my passions, being a former school teacher, I really want to focus on the old schools in the town, and hopefully get people bringing out stories about life in those old schools. And
Right.
Could you tell us a little bit about the building? Because it's such a beautiful
the Trask
building.
House.
Yes, it's such a beautiful house.
1823, Abigail Hooper was a 35-year-old businesswoman, single, running a general store, and she purchased the property. There was some structure there beforehand because she had it remodeled into her house, and she complained that it was probably easier if she had just torn down and started from scratch. So part of the house is quite older, but we're not sure which parts. She did, the year her house was finished, she did marry a widowed sea captain with 2 children. And within 20 years, as their wealth grew, she doubled the size of the house so it looks the size it is now, and turned it into a federal mansion. She was a pretty neat character. And yeah, so it is a federal house from the 1800s, and it's filled with artwork and artifacts from the town's history. And a complete tour through the house is about 45 minutes. It tells you the history of the town and the people who lived in there and the various businesses. A lot of people don't know that the main source of industry here was furniture making, and we've got some beautiful examples in the house.
Wow, that's
So
wonderful.
come see that.
I just want to add one other thing about the 375th is that the 375th committee paired with the Manchester Essex Regional School District, and we had a wonderful teacher, Caroline Epp, who taught her 9th grade art class and worked with Beth and Erica Brown, the editor of the Cricket, and they developed a logo. And for their final exam, they presented all their logo information to the members of the 375th committee. And then the 375th committee got together and selected the logo winner. And the logo winner is a lovely young 9th grader, going to be a sophomore next year, named Isabel Lundstrom. And
Wow,
she
cool.
appeared
That's
before the
great.
Board of Selectmen meeting and took the logo there and showed them that. So we're really pleased with that cooperation between the district and our committee, and pleased that Isabel did such a nice job.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
So if people want to find your booth here,
We're up on the town common.
Yep.
Yeah, we're up on the town common. Look for the sign that says Manchester celebrating 375 years, 2020.
there you go.
That's awesome.
Cheers. Well, thanks so
That's
much for
awesome.
joining us. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks so
it.
Have
much
a
for
great
being
day.
on.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Have a
Bye,
great
Beth.
festival.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And Tom Kehoe and Beth Welin from the 375th Anniversary Committee and, of course, the Manchester Historical Museum,
It's worth a
respectively.
visit. It's worth a visit.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
Hoping to do a lot more
Okay.
work with
Hi, Paul. Come on on.
Beth in the
Good.
future.
How are you?
Good
Paul
afternoon.
Clark.
How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing
Nice
fine,
to meet
thank
you.
Nice
So
to meet you.
what do you have here for
I
us?
am going to represent the Elder Brethren's organization
Yes.
in town. It's 142 years old this year, and it's probably the oldest organization in Manchester. There's several older organizations, but this one's 142 years old. Started unofficially, informally by the elders in the town. In 1860s, they would meet and have a chowder on the seashore and discuss politics, town politics, baseball, the Civil War, aches and pains, had a little organ recital, you know. And then in 1878, it became officially known as the Elder Brethren organization. And this gentleman was made elected the president of it, and he was the president for 34 years.
Wow.
George F. Allen. Allen family is pretty well known in this community. And now the presidents have a 2-year term, so that everybody gets the honor,
Everybody gets a chance.
gets a chance to be
Yeah.
to be the president of the organization.
So only men get to join this organization.
Only men join this organization.
Yeah.
There was an elder women's organization for a while, but the women didn't want to be called elderly. So one of the problems with our organization about getting new members is that the men don't want to be elder brethren as well. So the fact that the age limit is you have to be 49 years old or older to be in the organization. In that time, in the 1870s, the life expectancy was in the 40s.
I was going to say, right.
So
Right.
you were
an
elderly.
elder.
You were an elder in the town at that age.
Well, it's elders. It's not elderly.
Right, it's
Right,
not,
so
right.
elders-
But how it's
Yeah, it could be
construed.
anything.
I
how
might
it's
be an
construed.
elder now.
This is called the Boston Post cane.
Yeah,
And
it has an inscription.
It has an
on
inscription.
that folks can't see, but why don't you read it for
says
us?
the Boston Post cane is awarded to the eldest citizen in the town every year. And we, as the Elder Brethren, award it to the eldest member that comes to our luncheon that we have once a year.
And who's that?
It's
This
different.
year?
It's different every year. We haven't had it yet.
Oh, you haven't had it.
It's going to be in the week after Labor Day. So we haven't registered people in there for this. This last belonged to Sal Borgioli, who has passed away.
And how old was he?
He was 95.
Wow.
So it's been given to a lot of people in their 90s. There 700 of these were made by the publisher of the Boston Post newspaper.
Wow.
And he sent them to 700 communities around New England. And it stays with that person for a year. We keep track of it.
Yeah.
And we bring it back and find somebody else. Sometimes people get it 2 or 3 years in a row. But it's just one of the several things that we do in the
How many
organization.
members are there currently?
We have the membership runs about 75.
Oh yeah.
Which actually was the first meeting in 1878. There were 75 members
Interesting.
there. And but it fluctuates depending on the year. If it's the 100th year, the 125th year, there might be 150 people there for chowders, fish chowder, clam chowder, hamburgers, hot dogs, salad, pie, and cheese, and a little beverage.
Libations,
A little
perhaps?
libation,
Yep.
a wet and a dry libation.
Yeah.
And we still talk about events in the community.
Yeah. So quickly, I did want to ask you about
Yeah.
your involvement with the Manchester Cricket
Okay.
and the state of small newspapers today and what that means to you.
Well, our newspaper, I think our newspaper is sort of special in the fact that its motto was "No anger, no favor" in 1888 when it first came out. So it's been sort of a good news newspaper. So that original motto has stood up for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And the new owner of the Cricket is seeing that a lot more editorial material is being put in the paper, and that hasn't always been in the past.
Right.
Most of the stuff we get from community members, but now she sends people out, has an intern or two, and
It's great.
has stories. One of the complaints people had now about the paper is that it takes longer to read, and a good news thing. Before they could just get through it
Yeah, they
pretty
could just
fast,
span it.
and now
It's great,
you
though.
have to read it.
Yeah,
Actually,
people
you
should
have
be
to read
reading
it.
newspapers.
That's right. That's right.
You gotta want it.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Paul Clark from the Elder
Brethren
Right,
organization, yes.
organization. Thank you for being on and talking about this organization.
thanks for having
I
me.
had no idea that there was an organization like this, so that's great.
Oh, great. Thank you.
If people want to learn
Thanks very
more
much.
about it, Paul, how do they do
yeah,
that?
how do they learn about it?
We have a
in
web.
Manchester.
You can go to our website.
Okay.
And we have a Facebook page, and the news will be in the Cricket. It's been since it started.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank
enjoy
you.
the
So
festival.
interesting. I
will.
enjoy.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you.
I know. I was wondering what you were holding over there.
Yeah, Paul Clark. He is
Paul
one of the
Clark.
Manchester Elder Brethren right there.
I know. Who knew?
And still
So
involved
we
with
have a
the cricket,
special
too.
guest, Mike
Look at this.
Storella from Cape Ann Plein Air. Mike, come on.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
You brought literature,
I
Mike.
bought literature.
Yeah.
The reason I do this, it reminds me of all the dates, so I don't forget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have our cheat sheets too.
So Cape Ann Plein Air is it's only a couple years old now.
This is our 4th year.
Yeah, amazing. It's amazing. Tell us about it.
Cape Ann Plein Air was, like you said, it's 4 years old. Essentially, it's an event we're all about events. Our mission is now, in fact, we're here today with a little, what we call quick draw event. And this is a little bit out of our normal routine because our event really takes place in October, from the 6th to the 14th this year. And essentially, we have a high caliber contest or competition where artists are asked to apply and get juried in to be part of 40 chosen artists who paint all week in this October week and produce 5 works each. And at the end of the week, we have professional judges. Actually, there's a judge that judges them coming into the event down to the 40, and then a different judge gives out awards. And we give out about $20,000 in
Yeah,
awards.
it's a big event.
And this year it's at the North Shore Art Association. But the other thing now, we've spread out a little. Every day there is an art event. And we have a lot of partners now. We actually have dubbed something new, Cape Ann Plein Air Week. And other businesses and other art and cultural organizations can join us on our website and post their events for the week. So we're doing a lot our dedication really is to raise the level of awareness of arts and culture on Cape Ann.
Right.
Not only inside Cape Ann though. It's really
It's an international, right? It's an
international
international event. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have, in fact, most of our contestants are from all over the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So today at Festival by the Sea, you're having a quick draw.
We have a small
What does that
quick draw. A quick draw is, in fact, we have one during the week in October also.
Yeah. So the music's getting a little louder.
The music's getting louder.
Yeah, it's a festival.
But the quick draw is when artists show up at, like, say, 10 o'clock, and they have 2 hours to paint the scene.
Yeah.
And normally it's small paintings. Nobody's doing, they're like 11, 14 inches and smaller. But they basically can start at 10. They have to put the brushes down at noon. And normally we have a judge that judges, who does the best, first, second, third, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, in fact, we're planning another event next week at Illuminations in Rockport. So we're going to have, it's not going to be a quick draw like this one. It's going to be like a couple of days painting, and then we're going to show those works in Rockport Art Association.
Wonderful.
And I should mention all our partners like North Shore, Rockport Art Association, Shipbuilding, Essex Shipbuilding Museum in Essex. We're having a quick draw in October there.
Does Art in the Barn happen then?
No. Art in the Barn already happened. That happened in June.
Okay. Yeah.
This is in the shipbuilding where could be art in the workshed, basically. Our other organization that's one of our partners, and they were all on our board, is Sea Arts Organizations from Cape Ann.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Storella, thank you. Did I say your name right?
Yeah, no, Mike Storella.
Oh, Mike Storella.
But that's a nice one.
I called him Paul twice, didn't I?
That's funny. But so you can find a lot more about us. Clearly, we have a website, and we're always looking for, donations, sponsors, also volunteers. Okay, one of the things we do for all these incoming artists from out of town, we actually put them up in host housing.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
that's lovely.
That's cool.
So how can people find out more about it?
Everything's online at capeannpleinair.com.
capeannpleinair.com.
And Mike, I want to know, how do you feel like the public reaction to when they see all these artists out and about?
Well, it's very, very good. I mean, clearly, I think some of the older timers, especially in Rockport and Gloucester, said this used to be an occurrence that happened all the time. So now we're elevating that to happen a lot more, so they love it.
So I have a question. It's not necessarily plein air, right? Because it takes a little bit, it's not, this is more painting oriented or drawing. But what about more contemporary art? So it's not just the landscape, or it's not, would there ever be an opportunity for something like some other kind of medium besides painting for
I think there will
the
be.
festival?
We've talked about it a lot. I mean, the plein air style tends to be traditional, like you said. Landscapes and seascapes and boats and buildings, especially in Cape Ann. But people interpret those scenes differently. And we're trying to figure out how to incorporate that interpretation in a modern contemporary art way, and we're going to come up with something over the next couple of years, I think. And actually, we've also thought about public art and how do we, maybe commission through Kappa, and I call Kappa for short. How do we get other artists that clearly have views of society in a cool way, and some of the things as you drive around Cape Ann, like an old piece of cement or something, could be really a great artist's canvas. So we're looking at a bunch of things like that as we figure out our mission. We're really 4 years old, and it's and we're trying to figure out where we take it. I mean, we're clearly trying to be an economic engine to Cape Ann and trying to get people to come here, visit, stay in our hotels, eat at our restaurants, and enjoy the culture. Of course, everybody from Cape Ann, we figure we're the mecca of.
I was just going to say,
we're the
Cape
mecca
Ann is the mecca of art.
Of the artistic heritage in the United States.
That's right.
And
that's right.
So,
but
we're
I know that it's difficult to bring new audiences.
Up.
Because it's so well known as a traditionalist type of.
It's interesting.
Art community.
When we have people coming from all over the country, I mean, some of these people are rock stars in their own right from Arizona or Nevada, and they come here, they actually awaken collectors of theirs to the Cape Ann tradition too.
That's great.
So people will come up and go to a demo of an artist and be in the Rockport Art Association, I'm not sure, and say, gee, I love that groupie painting over there, and I love this John Caggiano painting, and they go, I want to buy one of those. So it's a very good mix, and it's taught us some things from them too. Different painting styles come in here, and they'll look at the scene that we've been painting for a long time, and they do it completely different. I know of a rock outcropping up over in Rockport, and I painted it.
I was going to say, are you a painter?
I am a painter. And I go, and somebody from Quebec came in, and they did it completely different. It was a completely different look, so it was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping that some other kind of contemporary art, some other kind of art forms come in.
Yeah.
It'll be, even though it's plein air,
Yeah.
there's so much that can be done during that
Absolutely,
week because
absolutely.
it's such a highlight.
Well, the interesting thing is right now we have a lot of professional artists in it, okay, but clearly we've tried to start things with a youth division, so to speak.
Right.
And how do we do that? And
Yes.
how do we, and what groups do we go over? Because as usual, they're only in that youth group for a short period of time. You know, maybe we start from the 9th grade to high school, and then they move on.
What about young artists? Because my son Miles has an artist friend. He's in college right now, Sean
Yep,
Flynn,
yep.
rock porter. Really amazing work.
Right.
He's doing really amazing work, but he's not able to show.
Yeah.
How do you get somebody like a Sean Flynn involved?
Okay, so interestingly enough, in the Rockport event that we're having, Illuminations next week, we're going to allow kids, I'll call them kids, under 16, and maybe really under 18, to apply at no charge to this event, and we'll pick, like, say, 10 of them and show their work. So, in fact, Rockport Art Association does provide a avenue for youngsters. In fact, in March, I believe they run a great show early in March for school children.
So Sean's
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, 22.
So or 20,
Yeah.
21, I guess.
So he'd be considered to get
He's
in
an
there with the
adult-
adults.
young adult.
Yeah, he gets in there with the
Yeah.
adults and tries.
But you know what it's like to be a young adult and
Yeah,
an artist,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
more difficult to break in
Yeah.
to someplace like Rockport or anywhere else. You know,
Well-
he's doing his own thing, but
Yeah, well, I think the two institutions, Rocky Neck also, and about Not Sure Art Association and Rockport Art, they have programs for every level. So I would, if I was him, I'd become an associate member at those organizations, start taking part in some of their shows, and display your work. That's can be done right now. Yeah. Definitely.
wow, that's great. I mean,
Awesome.
there's so much work being done.
And at the risk of sounding corny, I was going to ask, you say there's artists from all over
Right.
come to the events here.
Yes.
Why? Why are they coming
Well,
here?
honest prize money. We're giving out very good prize money.
Okay.
Yes, that's
But
a big draw.
many of the artists who come here, in fact, there was a guy from Michigan last year, he'd never been here, and he says this is so different. The scenery here is so different. The atmosphere is so different from what than he sees in. He actually thought about moving here, okay? Because he says, I'm an artist, but I've never seen this many, things I could paint. And I mean, Cape Ann is special, I think, in that
It is,
regard.
it is.
I mean, if you go back in history, a lot of the New York City painters that were famous,
Right.
they would summer in Cape Ann
I know.
because
yeah.
of
and the
of this
Homer,
paint-
the
yeah,
Homer
Homer,
exhibit
yeah,
at the Cape
exactly.
Ann Museum is open.
Yeah.
They had their
Yeah.
opening.
So,
Mike.
thank you.
Mike.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah,
I have a brother, Mike. Sorry, I have a
That's
brother,
all right.
Mike, and
He's talking into a mic. I mean, there
he's
are a
talking
whole lot
into
of
the
signals
mic.
here that are going to
His
help you out.
signals.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry about that.
No problem.
Well,
no
thanks so
problem.
much for stopping by and
Thank
talking
you
about
very
Cape
much.
Ann
Yeah, that
Plein
was
Air.
Thank
great.
you for your interest in
Yeah,
Cape Ann Plein Air.
yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Take care.
Have a
Have
great
good
festival,
day.
Mike.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, folks. If you're just tuning in, hi. How you
Amazing.
doing? That's Maureen and I'm Corey. We're here. Brought to you by
1623 Studios.
Brought to you by 1623 Studios. We're here at Masconoma Park in Manchester by the Sea. This is Festival by the Sea. It's been going on since 2011 or so. Even before then, it was the Manchester Arts Festival, which started around 2007. This is going on all throughout Masco Park and up through Town Hall and beyond. Vendors, art, music. Like coming up right now, we have our very special guest and a close friend. Allen Estes is joining us. How you doing, Alan?
Alan.
Thanks for doing this, bud.
Nice to see you
It's
guys.
so
Yeah.
great to have you on our show. We see you at the studio all the time and doing your show, but I was like,
Well, you know what
we're
they
gonna
say
get-
up in Alaska, if you ain't the lead dog, your view will never change. Or maybe we're going through a little bit of that.
Alan.
So, Alan, you're here. You're playing in the gazebo this afternoon?
Yes, this afternoon they're going to have music all that. It took a while to get into town. It's just like,
Yeah.
this is big.
Right, yeah, it's a big
growing
deal.
every year.
I know.
Last year we got rained out, as you remember.
remember,
I got
yeah.
the phone call. I was just getting ready to leave the house, and they said, "Don't bother coming. Everybody's packing up," because it was just pouring.
There's a monsoon.
But I've done it for a bunch of different years, and it's grown every year. So
Yeah.
it's
This is
great to have
perfect
you
today,
guys here.
right?
Oh, let's
That's
hope so.
great.
Yeah,
That's great
let's
so
breeze up
far.
to Harbor,
Yeah, we
yeah.
had just a few little drops, but I would say this is perfect weather to come down to the festival.
Yeah, plenty of time to come down. Don't forget, there's a free shuttle over at the high school now, brought to you by Beauport Ambulance.
Right.
You need to get down
Right. And Alan, you're playing what, 2 to 4? Is that what your
Yeah,
your
somewhere
slot
in
is?
between there. Yep.
So you're going to play something for us.
Yes. Can I tell a little bit of story about
Yeah,
this?
that's what I
Please
would
do.
like for
Okay,
I would
this
like
is
for
my
you to
Good
do that.
Harbor Beach song, and this is a summer song. And we're just finishing up recording for a new record, and we're hoping to have the release around, with the CDs in hand, It's going to be called Carnival Man. We're hoping to have that, mid-September. But the summer's kind of coming to a close then, and this is a summer song. So we wanted to try to see if we couldn't get something happening with it this summer. So we invited Safathia and Senator Bruce Tarr and Aurelia Nelson from 104.9,
Yeah.
Sure.
Fred Shrigley from the Rum Line, and a bunch of different cool Gloucester people to come in and sing the last chorus with us. And we are using mostly local people. We recorded it over at Bang Song Studio with the Goddesses right in town.
Tony Goddess, right?
And Warren Babson was engineering.
Warren, great.
Yeah, and John Butch is producing. So anyways, we got them all down there to sing on the last chorus so we can have a big happy party chorus. And Safathia liked it so much, he said, any chance we could get a single of this song pressed before the album comes out so I can use it for the summer promotion, especially leading up to the Mayor's Cup, in the Schooner, festival of Labor Day weekend. So we thought about that. And she said, I can come up with some sort of a budget, but we got to do it quick. And so we did it. And we got it, and she approved it. And so we will have the single song CDs in hand next week.
Oh, sweet.
Fantastic.
So we're real excited about it. Safathia, Bruce Tarr, Aurelia Nelson, they were all on us. They were going, yeah, that's me, I'm singing right there. So we just couldn't ask for any better promotion and a little teaser for the new CD.
Yeah. Is this a public debut now?
But
for
yes,
one?
this is the first
Look at that.
Excellent.
An exclusive brought to you by
An
1623.
exclusive, yeah.
Yes.
Now
Don't
we're
forget,
here.
you can still see local music scene with Allen Estes too at 1623. And we have you all over Facebook too,
Well, thank you. I love giving something back, and you know what? It's been incredible to me. I've been doing this show now for local music scene for 7 going on 8 years.
Wow.
And the people that have come through is really geared mostly towards locals, and there's so much local music, as you know, and so many people that love it, that move here because they love this community and they love such an active music scene here, just like the art scene,
Yeah.
And what we're starting to see now through the years is some of the young folks coming up, and your Chris Fritz Grice and Jake Pardee and Josh and Alexander and Josh and all these people that are taking the baton and carrying it through and just have all this, they're just like sponges for music like I was at that age too, and I just love being able to pass this on and being a part of that community.
Very
That's
cool.
wonderful, the work that you're doing, Alan. Thank you.
I love doing it.
Yeah, you're featuring young musicians is great.
And if you need Maureen for background on this, she's right here.
Feel free. Feel free. They come in on the last course, but you can come in whenever you want.
I'm not coming in. I'm not coming in.
So without further ado, Alan.
Okay, all right. Good Harvard song. You got it. Working all week, bills to pay, nose to the grindstone every day. I'm a slave to the dollar, but that's okay. I know where to steal away. There's seagulls crying in the summer wind, children laughing, hey, I'm a kid again. One little lick of my salty skin, and you'll know where I've been. I've been swimming in the big blue ocean, wading in the cool, clear water. What a way to spend the day. And I've been drifting, sinking in the sandy beaches, smiling as a big wave crashes and washes my troubles away. Hey, hey. Me and the wife and kids, we bought a boat. Now we drive by the docks just to watch it float. I pull it every year and paint the bottom coat. Why bother? Well, I'll never know. But girls will be girls and boys will be boys. They gotta have their shoes, we gotta have our toys. Paying for all this makes me paranoid. It's a feeling I like to avoid. So I've been swimming in the big blue ocean, drifting, sinking in the sandy beaches, smiling as a big wave crashes and washes my troubles away. I just watch them all wash away. Boo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Now there's a yacht in the harbor, big as a house, makes a helicopter look small as a mouse. Cruise for the captain and maids for the spouse. Is that what it's all about? Smoking guitar picker from Beverly, playing a hot dog solo on a big jet ski. I wonder then, I doubt it, if he'll ever see the best things in life are free. Yeah, the best things in life are free. I said the best things in life are free. So I've been swimming in the big blue ocean, wading in the cool, clear water. What a way to end the day. And I've been drifting, sinking in the sandy beaches, smiling as a big wave crashes and washes my troubles away. And I've been told, strolling these sandy beaches, smiling as a big wave crashes and washes my troubles away. I just watch them all wash away. Boo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Come on now. Beautiful stuff.
Thank you so much.
There you go, folks. So keep your eyes up for that.
Oh, yeah, well.
So when is this going to be available for people?
I would say next week.
That's great.
Next week we just got the mastering back, and so now it goes to pressing, and they're going to do a rush job for us, and part of the deal was Safathia said, okay, well, we'll come up with a little budget, but I want 200 copies, and so we're going to drop them at her door first, and then we can do it with the
There you go.
That's
Diana with a
awesome,
tag.
Alan. Thank you so
She's
much.
going to be throwing them around like frisbee, so if you're out there, catch one.
Yeah, from the balcony at City Hall.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, well, thanks so much for spending
Alan,
time with us. We
thank
really
you so
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day. Stay
Yeah.
sunny.
Beautiful.
Have a great set later on.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Al. All right, you can see him, of course, at Local Music Scene right here at 1623 Studios.
You can see him today at Festival by the Sea at around 2 o'clock or so. I'm Maureen Aylward.
Piece
This
of
is
cake
Now We're
because
Here
of
from
you.
1623 Studios.
Everything I know.
That's it, folks. That's
Corey
a wrap.
Kukru.
We want to thank everyone who helped make this possible. We had a who's who of guests here. We'll tag everybody. Ed Boling from Manchester Selectman, Beth Welin and Tom Kehoe, right?
Yeah.
From
Yep.
the Manchester Historical Museum and the 375th anniversary. Ken Riehl from the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce. Of course, Allen Estes. Kathy Ryan from the Seaside Garden Club. Liz Brown Swanson from 4 Beach.
I know. Thanks for the presents.
Yep. Paul Clark from the Manchester Elder Brethren and from the Manchester Cricket. And Sue Mittermeier from the Friends of Manchester Trees. That was a fun show.
It was a great show. Thanks, Corey.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank our crew.
Absolutely.
Becky Tober, our director, Matt McMakin, the technical director, David Lufkin. I've got Allen Estes. That's a good name.
Yeah.
David Lufkin, our camera guy, and Lisa.
Seamus?
I know.
Seamus over here
I know.
too?
I see him.
Yeah.
Lisa Smith, our producer and floor manager, and also Seamus Swift, our intern. For all of us at 1623 Studios, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. We'll be at the Schooner Festival on August 30th.
Yeah.
That's a Friday. We'll be live from
Near Maritime
11 to
Gloucester
12.
down there, yeah.
Maritime Gloucester Dock, and we'll see you then. Until the next time, take care, everybody.
Come on down. We're doing this till 6.